In Daniel chapter 5, starting in verse 18, it reads, O thou king, the Most High God gave Nebuchadnezzar thy father a kingdom, and majesty, and glory, and honor. And for the majesty that he gave him, all people, nations, and languages trembled and feared before him. Whom he would he slew, and whom he would he kept alive, and whom he would he set up, and whom he would he put down. But when his heart was lifted up, and his mind hardened in pride, he was disposed from his kingly throne, and they took his glory from him. And he was driven from the sons of men, and his heart was made like the beasts, and his dwelling was with the wild asses. They fed with grass like oxen, and his body was wet with the dew of heaven, till he knew that the Most High God ruled in the kingdom of men, and that he appointed over it whomsoever he will. And thou, his son, O Belshazzar, hast not humbled thy heart, though thou knewest all this, but hast lifted up thyself against the Lord of heaven, and they have brought the vessels of his house before thee, and thou, and thy lords, and thy wives, and thy concubines have drunk wine in them, and thou hast praised the gods of silver and gold, of brass, iron, wood, and stone, which see not, nor hear, nor know, and the God in whose hand thy breath is, and whose are all thy ways, hast thou not glorified. Then was the part of the hand sent from him, and this writing was written. And this is the writing that was written. Mene, mene, tekel upharsin. This is the interpretation of the thing. Mene, God has numbered thy kingdom and finished it. Tekel, thou art weighted in the balances and art found wanting. Phares, thy kingdom is divided and given to the Medes and Persians. We've done it. We've accomplished it. And as much as we want to say that we did it, we can't. But why? Because there's a God that gave us the breath of life, the spirit to overcome, and the wisdom, understanding, and love needed to acquire our goals. But then, who did it? In James chapter 1, in verse 17, it states, Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, and cometh down from the Father of lights, with whom is no variableness, neither shadow of turning. So, who did it? God did it. This may be difficult for some, but when we consider how we're all shaped in sin, in addition to the overwhelming pressure placed upon us to succeed, there's no surprise when some succumb to anxiety and stress, low self-esteem, and feelings of insecurity, all of which can result in a greater likelihood of identity crisis and all the coping mechanisms that follow such catastrophes.